Hello, hello, and welcome to Talking to Food Safety Professionals. My name is Dr. Jennylynd James, and I'm a food scientist with over 25 years of experience in the industry. With me today is Dr. Gord Whitney. Hello, Gord.
Hey, how are you? So nice to
Fine.
see you again, and
Nice.
thanks for inviting me to talk. Really appreciate it. It's nice.
So, Gord is the owner and he's a consultant at AML Technical Services. And the topic today is food microbiology, the good, bad, and the ugly. So take it away, God. Let's learn
Yeah,
some new
yeah,
ideas today.
yeah, yeah. The good, bad, and the ugly is a phrase I coined. It's kind of silly, but people will go, "What is that?" And it draws people in interest,
Yes,
whether it's someone who's a food scientist
yes.
or someone who's not in the industry. And you know, Good, Bad, and the Ugly is actually a movie, an Italian film producer, and it's a Western movie, and it's one of Clint Eastwood's first
Yes, yes.
movies. So I
So
love it.
what
Yeah,
would you
and
consider the good bacteria?
yeah, well, yeast.
Yes.
I mean, my dad joke is what are the three most important food products? Bourbon, tequila, and IPAs. So
Okay.
those are good, and the yeast fermentation. I'm being silly, but beverage production, whether it has alcohol or not, so that's a good part. The other good things are with bacteria, the probiotics,
Probiotics. Yes.
prebiotics, and we're seeing, the probiotics have been around for quite some time.
Yes.
Prebiotics, probably 20 years. The first time I worked with prebiotics was actually the agave, the plant used to make tequila.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
it has inulin rather than starch, and the inulin is a prebiotic. So
Oh,
I get to work with that. So those are two examples of good things. The third one I use is in agriculture.
yes.
Um, the most important aspect of agriculture are the fungi in the soil
Yes.
and the bacteria that are attached to the roots of the plant. So
Okay.
I worked for an ag company in Toronto, and we're making something called PGPR, plant growth promoting rhizobacteria.
Oh,
So that's good.
yes.
Let's see, you're putting these bacteria. And actually, one of my master's supervisors was an expert in PGPRs. He
Mhm.
got me this job. So that's a good part of it. Um, Bad part
Yes.
of microbes, which we talked a little bit about, are the pathogens.
Yes.
And I'm seeing here, we've got a huge pistachio contamination going on, salmonella in Canada. In the US, they've got a horrible botulism contamination in baby food.
Okay.
Um, a company called a meat company who has had salads, sliced meat. Um, it's, they've had four major contaminations in the last 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
And
so
both of these companies, I gotta ask, why has this gone on for 3 or 4 years?
yes, yes,
And that's
that's a problem.
frustrating as
Mhm.
heck. You know, how did the company miss it? How did regulatory people, with the food inspectors going in?
Yes, why are they allowed to operate and continue to make people
E-
sick? It's making
Exactly.
sense.
And I can be negative and say, what the heck good is a GFSI certification when it's in a drawer somewhere in a binder,
Yes,
or I've been in plants where it's hanging up on the
yes,
wall.
right to the entrance.
Yeah, I the company I work with, then they all, there was a huge roll up door open, and outside is a dumpster. And it stunk, So one of the people walked by. I said, "Can you close this?" They went, "Well, it's hot in here." I said, "Yeah, but it stinks like poo poo." And, you know, poo poo is coming in the plant. You don't want your products in. You went, "Oh, yeah," and
They didn't
closed it.
realize that. Hmm.
Yeah, one of the owners came by. I said, and I talked to him about it, and he goes, "Well, we have HACCP certification."
Yes, sure.
And I said, "Where's that?" And before I asked, I said, "Well, it's hanging on a wall. You're talking about it. You've got the certification. Well, what the heck are you doing? You've got to follow the procedures. You've got to think about it." You go, "Well, we have no problems here." And I walked around the plant and found 52 things. I mean, most of them were not major. Some of them really weren't even worth saying anything. Just somebody walked by, "Hey, can you pick this stuff up?" So, but there were probably 8 things that, nothing that was going to kill somebody, but the point is, you can argue certifications don't mean anything
Yeah, if they're not
until
formal.
you have a culture
That's
in
right.
the company, and this is from ownership to the dude working the midnight shift in sanitation.
Yes, yes,
The people. I don't like corporations where it's up and down. Everybody's the same.
yes,
Everybody's anyway. You've got to have it all the way
yes,
across.
yes. So
It's
product safety
education.
culture is
Yeah,
important at all
yeah.
levels.
And as as a science geek working in the food safety, it's you know, I argue these inspections are useless if you don't do anything. That's not true. You've got to have the procedures. They have to be there. You use them to educate, you leave them out. So someone goes, what should I do? They go to it, and it becomes part of everyone's culture.
Yeah, second nature,
And,
really. That's what you want. And
and
implemented every
learn it.
day, every day.
Yeah. And whether it's innovative product learning or having a horrible, you know, food poisoning or chunks of wooden pallet in a product, allergens, I mean,
Well, that's why I like
yeah.
the idea of unannounced audits.
Oh,
Yes, it's nice.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, because then you're always ready and there's no pre-preparation before the auditor comes with nice cleaning that never happens on the regular day.
Yeah.
I think unannounced audits are the best, really, for the food industry.
I am hypercritical of these certifications because they're told, oh, the inspector's coming in
Yes,
2 weeks. And, we do this major cleanup,
yes, I
and
call it
it's
the
not how the
horse
place.
and pony show.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been on the side of on the QA manager, and they come in after the 2 week cleanup, and I'm walking around the inspector on, and I'm being honest. Well, this stuff is, in most inspectors know,
Yes.
they say it's a dog and pony show, and not truth. And I said, there's some I've said, why don't you come back in 2 weeks? And I always took those inspections as that person helping me, and I would help them.
Yes.
And, you know, but anyway, you have to have them to have your documentation, your
Well, yes. At least
procedures.
the food safety documentation has
Yeah.
to be up to date,
Hmm.
and it
Yeah.
helps keep some people on their toes anyway.
Yeah. And it's not the QA manager sitting in an office writing this stuff, which I find inspectors, they'll, because this guy who had the roll-up door open, I said, "Great, you have the certification." I said, when the inspector came and did the audit, um, how much time did they spend in an office and how much time did they spend in a plant?
Yes,
And his
that's
face just
important.
went,
Hmm.
the individual was there for 2 days and he said spend an hour or two in the plant.
Yeah, that
And
makes
I
no
went,
sense.
oh my, you know,
So that's why, like
that's,
certainly for so many certifications, they
yeah,
say spend 50% of your time in the plant.
yeah. And that's why I'm
50.
critical of those. And I mean scientifically critical, not, and I bring these things up. I say that in the plant, you know, I'm a huge sanitation advocate. I think it's the most important thing in manufacturing.
Yeah,
A lot of cultures will say, well, sanitation is downtime. I'm like, no, sanitation people should be day shift, not stuck at midnight. Of
midnight.
course, most of them prefer midnight because none of the ownership are out. But one of the first things that when I go to a plant, you go up for dinner, walk through the plant with a lot of people, finish dinner, 7 o'clock. Well, we'll see you tomorrow morning. And I'm like, do you mind if I come in and meet the sanitation people? And
Mhm.
they kind of look at me like I'm
Ah, they're
crazy.
confused. Nobody looks at
Yeah.
them.
Going like, whoa, and there's one plant in particular was a co-packer one company I worked for, and we had a major contamination in there. And it was an ingredient process. It was all the way through. But the sanitation guys, people, were getting blamed for it all. And I said, can I come in and meet him and talk to him for a second?
Yeah,
Well, and I said, what time did they start? And they said midnight. And so I showed up about 10:30. And I had 3 boxes of donuts and a pack of cigarettes. And Eddie and Jimmy came in and, I introduced myself and I said, well, I work for Jack Daniel Brown Foreman. It's your product. You're a co-pack and, um, you're getting blamed for this. Sat with him on the back dock. I think I smoked some. So I had a cigarette, a couple of donuts. And in that half an hour, I learned more in general as a scientist and working in the factory, and I learned what was going on in the plant.
yeah,
And I said, "Well, I'm here to support you and say, stop blaming these guys."
right, right.
So, yeah, I'm sorry,
Well,
I've talked too
good. We
much, but
have
yeah,
we
yeah.
have to close now. So, any final word
Mhm.
about the good, bad, and the ugly?
Yeah. The only thing I'll say, not, that's the good, that's the bad. The ugly is food spoilage. And
Oh,
we talk about wasted food,
yes,
70% of food is wasted, part of that spoilage. And, more people die because they don't have food than
yes, yes.
getting food
So
poisoning. That
that
that's
we
another
need
that's
to
another whole
speak
topic.
about that topic in the future. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Gord. I appreciate your time today.
Again, thank you.
Uh, Please hit the like button, like our video, and remember to subscribe to the channel Food Safety Smart so you can be notified every time we interview another amazing food scientist. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you.